Yo, today I want to talk about something that it's pretty intangible, but it's something that can be developed, and it's what separates the guys that just need to be naturally good with women, and they just go out and they don't really warm up, and they're just kind of hanging out, and the girls are just kind of drawn to them. Okay, and it comes down to the fact that women just take these guys more seriously. Okay, we're going to talk about why right now. All right, now I'm going to give a quick example. Okay, so a typical guy, chode, whatever, walks up to a girl and he's like wishy-washy. He's kind of like gauging his reaction based on hers, and he's just shaky. And the girl looks at him and she's like, this isn't what I'm here for. Okay, sometimes her response can be outright, rejection, even brutal. Right? Here's the deal: when I walk up to a girl, she sees me approach her and just sees me standing and the way I'm looking at her, and she knows, okay, this guy takes himself a lot more seriously. He's a lot more serious about being here. I'm not getting out of this. I'm just going to put my best foot forward and then choose to have a good time. Okay. Now, what is that? What is the difference? Okay, and the intangible is willpower. Okay, and some guys hearing that might be like, how does that really relate to picking up women, seducing them, getting laid more often, being successful in your nights out, maybe just having a better time socially, okay? The reason what's happening here is a lot of guys out there, and I'd say when I say a lot of guys, I'm like 80-85% of guys are actually sinking their willpower throughout the rest of their life. So when they step to a woman, they've got nothing. Okay, there's no resolve, there's no strength, there's no force of will. She's like, this guy is a bitch, and I will not get naked with the bitch, right? And that's what you guys got to understand, okay? So I'm working with one of my guys this last week, and he's dealing with a girl who can see this about him, okay? Can see that he's in a weakened state, and so they're arguing, going back and forth, and he's writing about this, and the writer, I'm like, dude, this chick's logic, the way she's coming at you, she might as well be mentally ill. How are you falling for this? This is crazy. Well, in the rest of the write-up, it come to find out the rest of his life is, I don't want to say it's in shambles, but he's not stepping up. He's not doing what he needs to in every area, okay? And what this does is it weakens him, and it makes him come off not as strong, and women will see this. And if they've got ulterior motives, or they're trying to get something else done and you're sort of interfering, then they're just gonna run a rail on you, and you're gonna get fucked over because of it and for it. All right. So look, let me give you some more examples. Okay, and this is one of those sessions with my guys where it's not really about drilling or training. It's more about like not even inner game. It's like, hey, you've got some chores to do to pick up the slack in your life, and you've got to work on this, and then the women will kind of just be more drawn to you, okay? So, and this comes down to even the little bitty things, okay? So many guys are like, if I just had a big, massive project, or if I just had the keys to the VIP, or if I just had more muscles, then I'd feel good about going to the gym, or if I had more money, I'd feel better about trying to make more money. That's not how it works. Okay, all of those guys, and here's the brutal, honest truth right here. All of the guys that you think, they're like, oh, they have so much going for them. It's easy for them to stay on top of the game. They all started off on the bottom. Okay, you don't wake up with the perfect physique. You don't wake up, or you don't get born with that. You have to develop it. Okay, and what's interesting is that the guys that sort of did get handed the golden spoon when they were born, they're some of the most unhappy people you'll ever meet, because they didn't have to earn it, and they never built the strength it took to get to that place. And so they're like cardboard stand-up figures. And when you meet these guys, you'll just start to see through and understand. But anyway, willpower, resolve, steel resolve that when you step to a woman, she knows she's got to take you seriously because you take yourself seriously. This starts off with the little stuff, okay? So you can't be procrastinating. You can't be having your shit everywhere like a mama's boy, expecting mama to come through and clean up your mess or do your laundry or do your dishes. Okay, you got to stay on that stuff. You can't go an entire week and not hit the gym or not go jogging or do cardiovascular exercise. Okay, these things must be done pretty much every day. Okay, and you guys are like, wow, I haven't hit the gym in like, I don't even remember the last time I hit the gym. You are wrong, okay? The body is the physical reset button, okay? The hormones, the chemicals, all of this stuff rushing through your bloodstream, this comes from your physical exercise. And when you don't physically exercise, your body stagnates, okay? And that shit builds up, all right? They just had some studies come out where they now know the actual path that these hormones and chemicals take to leaving your brain as you're exercising, okay? So if you feel like you're in a depressed mode and you're feeling down someday, going on a jog will give you a natural quick boost, okay? But what it takes to carry this throughout in every part of your life is to keep at it, okay? So every day you're following up on chores and tasks and things you've got to get done. You're doing some form of physical exercise, and you've got vision and goals you're going for, okay? I tell all my guys, do you have a whiteboard? No, you're wrong. Get a whiteboard today. My productivity, when I don't have a whiteboard hanging up in my office, and by the way, I have 3 hanging up in my office, my productivity gets cut in half, okay? I lose 50 or 60, maybe even more % of my productivity when I don't have this hung up, okay? And what this does is it keeps me immersed in the processes that I'm involved in and the chores and tasks that I have to get done. And when I can't see it, they're back here, and I'm not keeping track of them, okay? But the other more important thing is this: I am aware that I have things to do, and what this and I stay on them and I get them done. And what this does, and this is I don't want to just say this is a masculine thing, just a man thing. Maybe it is, okay, but I think women are very similar at least. What this does is when you're pursuing tasks and getting things done, just a simple shitty little to-do list. I gotta make these phone calls, I gotta go to the bank and I gotta do this, I gotta clean up right here, I've got this pressing matter, okay, this person was bugging me last week. When you start taking care of these things, it builds a sense of momentum in your body, okay? Motion creates emotion. I'm sure some of you guys have heard that before. So you have to stay on track, and you have to understand that this should be your default, okay? Because the issue is that when you're not doing this every day, you're going downhill. That's the bottom line, okay? I told my guy, I'm like, look, it is a man's role, the fundamental birthright, to not let things get down below a certain level, okay? He's sort of failing in ways where I'm like, dude, that's not manly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to step it up. And this is what's interesting about the military, is people are like, oh, the military is so harsh and stoic and unfeeling. Really, one of the main lessons you learn in the military is that it doesn't matter how you feel about something. It doesn't matter if you want to do it or not, you must get it done anyway. And that's a man thing right there. It's a man thing to understand. That's the way you're supposed to live your life, okay? So, it doesn't matter how you feel. Here's the thing, a lot of people are like waiting to feel good about something. Well, maybe if all these things around here work out and I'll feel good about doing it, then I'll get it done. That's not how it goes. Unless you want, this is what that is. That's like diaper mentality. Oh, I shit my pants. I'll just wait till someone comes and changes my diaper. Bullshit, that's not how it goes. As an adult, as an empowered human being, you look after your own shit. You take care of business, you do what you gotta do, you get it done. And what that does, even if the things you're getting done and accomplishing are small, it creates that sense of accomplishment and creates more feedback and creates more drive and ambition. And that is how you get and go after and get the big things done. It's not like, I wish someone would give me something massive and awesome to accomplish, then I'd work at it. No. You build the habits, you build the discipline, you build the skill set and the ability and capacity to get the big things done by taking care of the small things. It's one of the fundamental truths of life, okay? So that's how it goes. Start right now. Get it done, okay? Here's the thing. Everybody's like, I don't have a good body, or, I'm overweight, or, I don't know how to make money for myself. Dude, do push-ups, sit-ups. You can do dips in your kitchen, okay? And I know everybody's like, why are we focusing on the physical? Once again, I have to say, it's your baseline. We are physical entities, okay? This whole cerebral cortex and the brain, all that shit, that's icing on the cake. We are mechanisms of physical survival. We must take care of this first, all right? But anyway, moving on. From there, you take care of that stuff. From there, then you're like, okay, I'm gonna set up a website. I'm gonna try to do some PPC, or I'm gonna try to make ads on Plenty of Fish. And it builds on that. And when you are task-oriented, man, life opens its doors to you, okay? I've got a buddy, and he taught me this. And it seems so simple, but it's so profound at the same time. He's like, when I've got something to do, when I've got a project coming up, or I know I've got 4 hours of work to do, I very meticulously clean my desk. And I was like, well, that seems kind of weird. Like, what? Maybe there is a little bit of clutter. Like, you can still work around that and still get things done and just focus on the task. Well, what's happening on a mental, emotional level is you're prepping yourself big time, and you're clearing your space, and you're cleaning it up, and you're setting yourself up for success. And you don't have all these little bullshit things kind of dragging your attention and focus off what you need to get done. So, like I said, just to make that point even better, it's the little things. It's focusing on the little things and taking care of that stuff that makes you adequate enough to go after the bigger fish, man. All right. Any questions, hit me up. Manwhore at manwhore.org. Forum is manwhore.org/forum. And hit the subscribe button. Talk soon.